Welcome back to Taim. Now for our fish curry, which we will be serving with some pan-fried sago, we've got our ingredients here in front of us. So just a quick run through. In this plate, we got about 6 trevally steaks. Over here, we've got our sago. Now this is fresh sago, so it's white. In this bowl, we've got some milk powder, coconut milk powder that is. The star ingredient, which is our curry powder. I've got 1.5 tablespoons of curry powder. In here, we've got 1 whole onion, which I've grated. Over here, we have about a tablespoon of fresh turmeric, I've grated as well. Here, we have a few slices of our fresh lime. Over here, we've got some curry leaves. Now, we won't be using all of this, just a little bit of it. In here, we have about a teaspoon of dried thyme leaves. I've got 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. In this, we have 1 tablespoon of grated ginger and grated garlic in here. So this is about 4 cloves of garlic. And here I've got some salt and pepper. Now we'll get started. First of all, we'll fry our fish. So the fish is here. I'm going to season this with a little bit of salt and pepper and coat it in some corn flour. And we'll just lightly fry this, set it aside, and then we'll get started with our curry. All right, so let's light up our burner. Now while our skillet is heating up, we'll get started with the fish. So I'm going to season this with a little bit of salt, like so, just at the top. And some pepper. So I'm using some white ground pepper. Just lightly seasoning this. Now we'll flip this over and season the other side as well. You can use some fillets or any type of fish, maybe snapper or cod. These were available, so this is what we're using. And we'll coat it with some cornstarch. All right, so we've got some corn flour here, and I'll just lightly dust this on the top like so. You can always just put the fish into the bowl with the corn flour. So I'm just coating our fish in some corn flour. Now you can use some plain flour if you have some plain flour available. Now that's done, we'll add in our cooking oil into our skillet and we'll lightly fry off the fish, and we'll set that aside and then get started with the curry. All right, so let's fry our fish. So we've got some trevally, so 1, 2, 3, in goes the 4th, 5th, and the last. Now we'll fry this off for a few minutes and then we'll set it aside. All right, so we'll turn our fish over to the other side. Now, if you are using fish fillets, you don't need to cook it prior to adding it to the curry. You can just add it in straight away once the curry is cooked. All right, so our fish are done. We'll remove them. And this will also, like I mentioned earlier, we'll go back into the curry. We'll just drain a little bit of the oil out, leave the rest in, and we'll start cooking the curry. All right, so we rinsed off our skillet and returned it to the burner. Now we did say that we would use the oil from the fish, but we had a bit of the corn flour that was still in the oil, so we're just going to be using some fresh oil. So now in this bowl we've got some coconut milk powder. This is about 50 grams. And we're going to be adding some water to this, and this is going to go into our curry. Now you can use fresh coconut milk because fresh is always best. This is what we're going to be working with. Now I've got some curry leaves here, and you can find this at your nearest local markets or supermarkets. Now we'll just fry this off in our pan, and they should release their flavors like so. Just be careful when adding in your curry leaves. Now to this we will add in our grated onions. So these are very simple ingredients you can find to make a fish curry. And there are also many other ways to do this. Now to this we will add in the ginger and garlic. So in goes our ginger and our garlic. And we'll continue to stir this through. Now our curry powder is usually made from turmeric, coriander, some cumin and fennel seeds. Now these are all grounded and turned into a powder. Now we've got curry powder. We also have some fresh turmeric. Now the fresh turmeric is going to give it a little bit of depth and color. So the bright yellow color that will form from the curry will be from the turmeric. Now to this we will add in our dried thyme leaves, as well as our curry powder. And we'll cook this off. Don't worry if it gets a little bit dry. We'll add in the coconut milk and they should bring everything together nicely. Now we'll add in our grated turmeric. This is fresh turmeric. You can also use turmeric powder. Now I'll add in the tomato paste, like so. And we'll just cook this down. Make sure to keep stirring. Now I've got a bowl of water here. I'll just add a couple of tablespoons of our milk powder into this and we'll make our coconut milk. Now this is going to go into, so we will add this to our skillet. A little bit at a time. Like so, and we'll just toss and we'll just stir this. Oh, I can see that beautiful color. Now this is optional, so I'm just going to squeeze our lime in here. Now this should be roughly about a tablespoon of lime juice, fresh lime juice. Just a little bit of acidity and tanginess for our fish curry, that is. And to this we'll add in, last but not least, our seasoning. So some salt and some white brown pepper, and we'll toss this. Now that's our curry. We'll cover this and allow this to simmer on a low heat for about 3 to 5 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 4 minutes, so we'll just check on our curry. Alright, now we'll add in the fish, and our fish goes back into the skillet. Now I'll just flip the fish over to the other side. Now with the fish curry recipe, you can serve this with some rice or some flatbread, naan bread, or just bread in general. And now for us, we are going to be serving this with some pan-fried sago, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Well, there are a couple of ways to do it, but we're just using some plain sago and we will fry that off. And that's because each month on Taim, we bring to you a new sago recipe or a sago dish. Now, sago is quite unique to PNG and it's versatile, and different regions, different provinces, different places have different ways of cooking sago as well as serving sago. So for this recipe, we will be serving our fish curry with some pan-fried sago. Now our fish is done. We'll set this aside and get started with our pan-fried sago. Our heat is up. Our skillet goes on. Now I've got a bowl of sago here. This is fresh sago, and you can mix this with some coconut flesh and cook it. But for today, I'm just using some plain sago. I'm just going to add in some cooking oil, just a little bit, and we'll add in just the fresh sago. So there's nothing added to this, it's just plain old sago. Our skillet is on, just a little bit of oil. This is like half a teaspoon of cooking oil. Now our pan-fried sago is going to be round, so the size and the shape depends entirely on the type of pan you're using. So I'm going to add in our sago. Just make sure the pan is hot. So our sago goes in, just like this. So we'll build on from here, not too thick. We'll do a thin pan-fried sago. So this is just one way of cooking sago. Now once the sides start to turn a little bit whiter, we'll press it down and let it cook for probably like 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll flip it over to the other side. Alright, so the sides have turned a little bit whiter, so I'm using the back of a spoon just to press it down. Now this will hold the sago in shape and a lot firmer, so it makes it easier when we are flipping it over to the other side for this other side to cook. And we'll let it stay for about 30 seconds to a minute before we flip it over. Alright, so we'll flip it. I'm using a spatula, like so, to the other side, and we'll allow this to cook for a minute on the other side. Alright, so our sago is done. We'll turn the heat off, cut it up, and get plating. And there you have it, viewers, our very simple fish curry served with some pan-fried sago. Now, the ingredients are listed on the screen, so I do hope that you get to try this at home. And you can serve your fish curry with just about anything. For us, we've gone ahead and done some pan-fried sago, so that's what we've served our fish curry with. And that is all we have for you on Kai Time. Now, just a quick recap on what we covered so far. We took a look at our food feature for this week. Also, our friends over at House Sky, you got to see the House Sky chef Latisha cook a dish using the House Sky products. Also, on our Kai Time cooking segment, we cooked a very simple yet affordable fish curry. Now that was served with some pan-fried sago. Now you can also serve it with some rice or some bread. Now the reason why we served it with sago is because sago is very versatile, and there's a lot of different ways to cook sago, and this was also one way to get to appreciate and cook sago, and just a little bit of fusion cooking as well with our Kai Time recipes. Well, that's it from us here. Do join me next time on another episode of Kai Time, right here on your #1 to watch, MTV. I'm Martha Sere. Goodbye for now.